What's going on, family? Yeah, what's going on, family? Thank God for another day. You know what I'm saying? Thank God that you're able to endure and withstand, you know what I'm saying, and navigate through this psychological battles. You know what I'm saying? These psychological attacks. You know what I mean? So I went to a job interview today. Job interview went nice. You know what I'm saying? I got to go to another job interview. You know what I'm saying? But this is a wild tactic. Like, wow, the two other people to do interviews right diagonally to me, right behind the general manager of this specific job interview was this Caucasian transgender. Then on the opposite, polar opposite, was this black girl. You know what I'm saying? Not to be stereotypical, but the black girl had glasses, like, you know what I'm saying? She did give off what they would call a nerdy type aura, not to be judgmental. You know what I mean? So it's just like, wow. So one polar opposite is the black girl with the glasses, look nerdy, and then on the other polar opposite is the transgender. So like right when I'm talking to general manager, transgender just doing all extra stuff to try to get my attention, like like extra, like, you know, it's just the times that we living in. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like a thing. Well, if you get this job, guess what? Guess who you gonna be working with? Okay, fine. I don't care who I work with. I don't care. I've worked with all type of different spectrums of people. I don't care who I work with. Now I know not to channel my anger. You know what I'm saying? The job just already let me know, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you have any conflict, anything like that, or you feel, come to me. Yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna be days where, you know, people, I'm not saying the little petty stuff, but I'm saying the stuff that really makes me feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Start making me feel uncomfortable. I gotta speak on it. I gotta keep speaking on it, keep speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? Till something gets resolved. You know what I mean? Because when you're working in jobs and environments like this, they want to put you in a place like, okay, well, if you get this job, guess what? There's going to be another uncomfortable job for you. Now you being too thirsty. You know what I'm saying? You already got one job where they're giving you change, like take that job and be homeless. You know what I'm saying? You know, go the dumb route that we want you to go through. You know, fit that dumb narrative, but you just won't fit that dumb narrative. You're still looking for jobs. Even after somebody called, one of the dudes that I called that did a background check was like, oh, we can't license you, or blah, 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 because of your two felonies. And he was cool about it. He was like, hey, man, just hopefully you get that expunged and come back and holler at me. You know what I'm saying? He said, I don't care. But some people are over me and, you know what I mean? I can't let you or I get in trouble. So I was like, that's understandable, dude. That's cool. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I've been having felonies since I was 17 years old, before I was considered as an adult. So you know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. And now I'm 34. That was 17 years ago. Now I'm 34. Just shows you how the system has no sympathy, especially in small towns in Georgia. They ain't got no sympathy for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. But the thing, I'm just thankful. I'm very, very thankful. And keep my head up, stay focused, stay determined, do what I need to do. You know what I mean? And hey, I don't care who they assign me with. I don't care how they look, what going on. I'm just focused on the mission. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for the opportunities. You got to get to that point. Because I'd seen that I was getting to a point, you know what I mean? I was letting the targeting really get to me, and you know what I mean? Just didn't get in that mindset of going to the authorities. You're not in that world anymore. Most TIs You know what I'm saying? Smart TIs, wise TIs, positive TIs. You know what I'm saying? You're not in that world anymore where you have to prove something to somebody. You're not in that world anymore. You're a split different world. You're not in that world no more where you take matters in your own hands. And for TIs that do have a criminal background, because I understand, okay, I don't condone violence, but for those who don't have a criminal background and you can take that consequence of, you know what I mean, then, you know, do it. Just don't fatally hurt the person, you know, if that's how you feel that you need to set the example. But me, I can't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I have to go to the authorities. You know, I have to. About everything, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, when people come and don't know me and talk to me, I let it be known in my paragraph of introduction or about me, or, you know what I mean, and getting to know me. Like, look, I'm that type of person. I'm calling 911. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to play. I'm calling the authority. If you don't like the authority, stay away from me. If you do not like the authorities, you know what I'm saying? You want to police the hood, you know what I'm saying? Your way, that's cool. But I'm going towards the authorities. As you can see right now, it's a Trump takeover going on right now. It's a whole Trump takeover, showing you the power of a president. You know, and it's confusing a lot of council people. They scratching their head because they like, how is the president allowed to bend rules? And, you know what I mean? They using law language and all type of stuff to say that the president is not doing what he's supposed to do, but they don't get it by now that the president can drop certain procedures, emergencies, and he can override those laws. You know what I'm saying? With certain procedures and protocols. Yeah, it is right. Certain people have rights to the city, you know what I'm saying? And certain, the president ain't really supposed to get into it unless it's like that city can't be contained. Clearly the council members of that city, you know what I'm saying? The mayor and, you know, all that there, they can't contain that city. Then the president can override, you know what I'm saying? You know, can override. Now it's a domestic situation. It's a situation going on within the household of America. You know what I'm saying? So even the president can basically come up with anything. You know what I'm saying? If they can generate news and media of negativity, even if let's say for DC, like they're showing facts that the crime has decreased. So why are you enforcing martial law or National Guards or deployment of the Army to police the city? This is what they get. They've been planning this for the longest, y'all. They've been planning this. You know what I'm saying? Martial law's been set for I don't know how long. You know what I mean? They've been planning this, you know? You know, I guess they thought they was going to successfully do that with the COVID, have so many people spooked up, but it was a lot of people that was woke. So now they're just doing it by creating monsters, this program. You know what I'm saying? So you can see the program been successful because a lot of people have been doing negativity. A lot of people have been led through homelessness. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think that was by design, them people could have been targeted too. You know what I mean? That's been led to homelessness. They on drugs out their mind. The prisons is filled up, the crimes and stuff like that. If you don't think that has something to do with this program, you're sadly mistaken. You know what I mean? This is all strategic here. Trump take over, make it seem like, oh, well, Trump is doing what he got to do. He's cleaning up the cities, even places where it don't really need to be cleaning up at. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you have to get out of that dark world of taking matters in your own hand. You don't want to be in the bubble of the opposite end of the government. You get what I'm saying? You want to be a law-abiding citizen. You don't want to be on the end, especially if you targeted, especially if you happen to have a darker skin tone, and especially if you have a criminal background. Them are the things you just do not want to get into. You don't want to play. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying put no badge on and look for crime. I'm not looking for crime. There's a difference. Now, but if trouble comes your way, if crime comes your way to protect the bubble and there's where you're at, then yeah, you have to go to the authority. If it's coming your way, then yeah, that could be a threat to you. But you don't go out there dun, 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 looking for nothing. You know, you just looking for a blessing. You're just looking for opportunities just to stay afloat. That's the only thing you need to be looking for. You get what I'm saying? But as far as when it comes your way, repeatedly, pattern, routinely, you know what I mean? You gotta go to the authorities. We're not living in that world no more. I accepted it. I ain't living in that world no more. Like when I was playing my music on the speaker at the job, you know what I'm saying? I heard him say subliminal, like, oh yeah, about that life. Like, no, sir, not me. About that 911 life. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm about that 911. I'm about my finger game on point. Like, forget the trigger finger. You know what I'm saying? The trigger finger I'm using is the dial, to tap on that screen and tap 911. That's that trigger finger. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? And doing things the right way. Because obviously that is completely the wrong way. Taking matters in my own hands. So I don't care what next job tried to have for me, even with the traffic control. Got a lot of people cutting me off, a lot of people driving slow, a lot of cars coming in from different curves and turning, trying to confuse me or throw me off. You know what I mean? To fit their dumb narrative. You know what I mean? Because through this program, I've got to a level where I've been disassociated, so sometimes I come off socially awkward. You know what I'm saying? Especially in an environment where it's a pattern for you to feel uncomfortable. But then I could say lately they've been trying to make me feel comfortable at this new job, but it's the super short hours. But they're super cool, super friendly. So I know that they know what I like. They know how to be cool. They know. You know what I'm saying? They know that gangster stuff ain't what I'm on. They know that. You know what I'm saying? You know that. We all know that. You get what I'm saying? But they know I like to listen to the music. But they had people in there talking about anime, just good energy. Oh, like, oh, you gotta, oh, okay, yeah, oh, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they cool, we cool. So I could tell the environment could be a cool place. It wasn't a racial energy or nothing. So I could tell they could turn that on and turn that off. But I know at the job where they see that I can actually generate, you know what I'm saying, money and stay afloat. That's when they come with all the irritable, all the extra stuff, all the, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm standing on my principles of being a loyal, law-abiding citizen, and faithful to my wife. You know what I'm saying? So anything that's flirtatious, that can lead to somewhere else, or anything that makes me feel uncomfortable, any type of criminal minds coming my way, none of that. I don't want to talk about none of that. You know, if it's something to talk about like growth and development wise, you know what I'm saying? And when I say growth and development, I don't want people thinking that I'm talking GD talk or any type of game talk. You know what I'm saying? Because before the games were established like that, those talks was actually to embetter the community. You know, talking on growth and building on your consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Consciousness should be, you know what I mean, leaning towards God. You know what I mean? That type of mindset. Now, we could talk about stuff like that all day. If they want to talk about anime, okay, cool. But when it comes to this street stuff, when it comes to just all these indirects, I don't have no talk. When it comes to this flirtatious stuff, when it comes to this weird, freaky, zesty energy, I don't really have no talk. I have to be respectful to these people. But if they make me feel too uncomfortable, really close to me, like invading the space, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna react in a way of taking it in my own hand. I'm gonna respectfully, you know, tell them like, hey, give me some space. Next time I'm gonna go to the managers. You know what I'm saying? So I just gotta make sure that I keep myself straight in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like make sure when I go, cause I know the jobs that I was at before, I was drinking. You know what I'm saying? That's been a while. But you know what I mean? Was drinking and stuff like listening to my music and stuff like that. So that gives them something. So it's like, oh man, I know if I say something, they're gonna say something like, well, you're listening to music. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like as long as you're doing everything by the book, then that gives them then you can go to the authority about everything. But if you're not doing things by the book, that's what they try to set up. They set up ways where they'll let you have leniency so they can do what they want, and if you say something about them, then they can start getting strict. But if you already go into the job mindset of going by the book, doing it the strict way, the hard way, then that leaves them no wiggle room. that leads them nowhere. So I already know, like, okay, I can't play, so I got to be strict. I got to go in there without the music. I got to absorb things like that. So if anything makes me feel too uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? Now I can go to the authorities about it, because now they can't say nothing. Like, well, take your earbuds out. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's check your book bag. We're doing the book bag check. Let's check and see if you ain't got no, okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just that this is helping you to evolve. You feel me? Not depending on leniency, you know what I'm saying? But enduring as a man and making it work. So yeah, you know what I mean? Someone please call 911, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm on. And with that being said, peace.